Today, we are going to be talking about the best day of our lives, which was the wedding day. We're also going to be talking about things that happened that we never shared with you guys.
That is right. It's your Couple Tea episode 9 today. I'm your boy, Josh.
And I'm Katie.
I always go to say, like, your host, and then I'm like, well, I'm not the host. Like, I don't even know. I don't know why I go to say that. So I always hesitate. The intro is always so awkward to me.
Really? I feel like it's not, except for when you're like, it's your boy, Josh. I'm like, it's your girl, Katie. Or
that's what I'm saying. Like, we've been a little off, but it's fine. We're talking about the wedding day, the best day of our lives.
Honestly,
and the pre-wedding day. I got a little excited there.
It's the pre-wedding day. You mean
the
dinner?
Before.
Dinner rehearsal, babe?
Yeah, but that was a big day.
Okay, we're also going to be talking about things that led up to the wedding. So it's going to be really, really good.
And
what
went wrong at the wedding?
Dun, dun, dun.
Which was a lot.
Wait,
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say,
we're going to get into it, but we're going to spill the tea on that.
Oh, yeah.
And we have talked about this before, but we're going to get a little more in depth, a little more juicy about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
So let's start off.
Share it.
Let's start off with asking people. The first thing I think we did, we had to ask people to be in our wedding.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
It was so fun. It was kind of stressful because
full YouTube video on it. If you guys haven't seen that,
you had to ask all your people, but then also like it's like who to pick, everything like that. And like I already can say I have regrets on a couple people that I didn't ask.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know?
Yeah, me too. Actually, I do have one regret on one person, so we'll talk about that. But how did you ask people again? I'm forgetting.
So
you gave
made
them
it like boxes, and I had
box.
like a necklace and a shirt and like I think like a cup in there.
What was the cringy
like
saying? Like,
no, I don't know. It was just like, will you be my bridesmaid? Will you be my maid of honor? Like stuff like that.
I didn't know if
it wasn't really
cringy.
Saying. But those boxes were so freaking expensive. Like it is so expensive to do.
Girl went above and beyond for the bridesmaids.
But I wanted to do that because I was super like excited and like it was just so fun.
Well, I was gonna say I got all my boys watches, custom watches.
Those watches were so sick, and what a cool way. I'm sure you guys already know because you guys have watched those videos. So that was really, really fun. Do you regret asking anyone to stand or anyone that you didn't ask?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What I regret about asking the groomsmen is I had my little brother stand up in the wedding, and he's awesome, but I didn't ask my older brother. And like at the time we weren't as close, but I feel like he's someone that obviously is always going to be in my life, and I do regret not having him stand up in the wedding. That is honestly my only regret about that, because I was like, it just seems so weird because like at the wedding he was in a different colored suit and everything. I was like, he should have been up there like 100%. And
it's funny.
I don't think I've ever voiced this to him, but no. Jake, if you're listening, I'm sure mom's gonna share this with you. But I do regret not having you stand in my wedding. My bad, bro. That's my fault.
I told you, and you were like, yeah, but it's supposed to be like who you're closest with at the time. I was like, but the thing is like your family will always be there. And that's why it's so important because like friends sometimes, you can see there's people you're not friends with in your wedding.
Fact.
Friends can come and go, but most of the time family is forever.
It's just so weird because like at the time, you know, like you're so close with certain people and it's like you're like, they're going to be in my life forever. Like they're a ride or die, and then like things change. But
the difference
I believe family will always be there. There's always ups and downs with family as well though, but I think you always come back together.
Well, the difference is like with family, like let's say I had like a big falling out, let's say like with an aunt or something, and like I got in a huge fight with my aunt. The thing is like, okay, we go maybe like half a year without talking or something, and I'm not saying this isn't.
She's always gonna be around.
Christmas comes around, like
she's gonna be there.
Something, you know, it's like you're gonna like rekindle because family functions bring you back together. Totally. And if like friendships were like that, I think that might be the case, or maybe you just wouldn't.
Yeah, because like even in a friend group, like, you know, you'll beef with somebody in the group and then like you always come back together. Like, I mean, especially if you've rode with the same squad for so long in the same circle, it's like you're bound to butt heads.
Yeah.
It's just like, how strong is the friendship really? Like if you're going to be able to bring it back together, and like that happens all the time. That happens all the time in family. So,
but it doesn't happen all the time.
Brother Jake, if you're listening to this, my bad.
I regret asking my friend Lexi and my friend Danny.
Not asking, you mean?
Yeah, not.
Yeah, sorry for asking. You guys suck.
No, I didn't ask them. But at the time, I wasn't as close with them as I became like a little bit more after the wedding. And I also like, you had a different number. So I was like, if I ask one and not the other, and then I was like, then I don't know, I'm causing drama there. And I was like, maybe it's just better if I don't ask them. And then they told me after, cause I'm like really close to them. They're like, yeah, we thought we'd at least be invited to the bachelorette party. And I was like, I'm such a jerk. I literally was like, I hate myself right now. I was like, I'm so sad.
Well, that's another thing too. I was like, well, there's a couple boys that like definitely could have came through to the bachelor party, but at the same time though, like planning that stuff out just
it was so stressful.
Not stressful, but like it's like making everything everyone coordinate times, dates. Like it seems like a lot, especially we had, I don't even know the number, 8 people stand up in our wedding.
I think it was,
or was
8
it
or
9?
10, 8 or 9 maybe.
9 maybe including us. So like that's a lot of people to coordinate a trip with, and that like all have different schedules and
different opinions, different price budgets, different
100%. Like it can be a lot. So, but yeah, we could have definitely thrown the invite out for the bachelor and bachelorette parties.
I will say,
like all the homies.
It wasn't like for me, I'm like, it was never a personal thing. And they're like, no, we knew that. Like, we totally understand. I was like, but I feel like such a jerk now looking back. Cause like, I was never trying to like knowing that they felt excluded. I was like, I hate when someone's left out. I hate like, that is not me. Like I feel like I'm thinking of like
100%.
the person left out. And so I'm like, I can
go
back
if anything,
and
it's the
that.
opposite. Like I love to have more people. Like I don't want to exclude anyone. Like I love like a bigger group's way more fun.
It's always more fun.
Yeah, it can be hard, especially with cars and rentals and all that, like coordinating all that stuff. But the bachelor, those were fun. We got to talk about the bachelor and bachelorette parties one day.
Maybe that'll.
Yeah, maybe one day. But asking people, how did I ask? Oh yeah,
with the watches, and then I gave them a gift, and so other than that, so that we asked everyone, but then we still didn't. I don't think we had a date yet, and like we didn't know what to do. We were engaged for like a couple months at this point, and I know a lot of our friends right now are kind of going through the same thing that we were. They're like, oh shoot, like we've been engaged for a minute. Like we need to start actually planning it. Cause you keep saying like, oh, I'll plan it. But like it is so much and it's so stressful.
It's easy to put on the back burners because it's like, especially when you're with your person, it's like, you guys know you're going to get together eventually, but it's like, okay, well, we'll do it in 2024. But like years go by, time goes by so fast when like life is happening, which is always going on.
But the thing is that what helped us a lot is we actually had a wedding planner. We were going to have our wedding in Michigan, actually.
That honestly is the best thing we did, is have a destination wedding.
Yeah,
like I thought that was so cool to bring. Like I know a lot of people complain about it at first. So like, oh, like that's a whole trip and everything.
We got a lot of hate from our family.
Yeah, but like in the long run, like after, they absolutely loved it. Like everyone has complimented, like we're so glad you guys did a destination wedding. Like it made it so much more fun, so much of a community. Because like think if you just have like your one wedding night, it's like everyone leaves after. But we had like a lot of people came into Arizona for the whole entire week, or for at least 3 to 4 days.
It's a vacation with all your closest people.
Like a whole vacation with all your people, and like big celebration. You know, it brought the celebration on longer than like a couple hours. Like if our wedding night was 4 hours. Just 4 hours long, like, and that was it. Like we didn't see people the day after, the day before.
I know, I associate like that whole weekend with our wedding.
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing, I do have to shout out my sister Jasmine, because my sister Jasmine is a single mom with 4 kids and takes care of them pretty much all by herself. And she was actually the one who was like, because I was like, oh, like I want to do a destination wedding so bad, but like people are like in the family saying they're not going to come or they can't afford it. And she's like, Katie, I will make it work. And I'm going to work my butt off to make it work, because she's like, if you want that, do that. She's like, it's your wedding. You get one, hopefully. She's like,
one.
She's like, do it. She's like, I'll make it work. She's like, I'll do whatever I can to make it work. Yeah. So if I can make it work, then people, like other people in our family can make it work. And so I was like, you know what, Jasmine? You're right. I'm going to do it. And I literally, it's because of her.
Yeah. It's funny she said that, because I always used to say it as a joke when like we first got engaged. I was like, I'm 100% having a destination wedding to weed out like the people that don't actually care. Which like, obviously, don't get me wrong. Like I said that as a joke. It was completely a joke. But yeah, like it's like you have a destination wedding, like your closest people, they're gonna be there. You know.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure.
But also, it was during COVID, so
there's also people who couldn't come, like your grandparents couldn't come, and it's like obviously they would want to be there.
No,
your
100%.
Aunt couldn't come, so
100%.
like that saying he's just joking. It's not 100%, but like
it was a joke, but.
But if someone really wants to come and they can afford it, because a lot of people who did complain could afford it. Totally. They were just complaining, but then they were the ones that were so happy that they did it.
Those were the happiest people. Yeah. Of course.
So anyway, follow your gut, whatever you want to do. Don't listen to outside opinions. That would be like really big advice, I feel like, for starting a wedding or planning it. But anyway, we found wedding planners in Arizona. Actually we had a different wedding planner that was planning the Michigan one. You don't even remember. I
don't remember that at all.
Because I was talking to him for a long time. Yeah, we had a Michigan, he was like, I think, I don't know, through a different influencer he worked with. And then he did like Chris Chris Lane and Lauren Lane's wedding.
Yeah,
that
wasn't
country
there like
singer.
an issue with the hurricane, like destroyed his house or something, and then like stopped doing work?
I think he actually canceled on us because of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is so sad. It was in. Wait, I thought he lived in Nashville. Oh, it was a tornado.
Tornado.
Tornado. It was a tornado. And so anyway, he canceled on us, and then which led us to find these people in Arizona.
But you were down to get married in Michigan because
we both were. I don't both remember
that was the plan.
It was the plan.
That must be a long time ago.
Trust me, I'm not planning a wedding without you saying that was okay.
Well, the main reason why we didn't want to get married in Michigan is because like we really, 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 we love being outside. We wanted an outdoor wedding. Palm trees was like a major plus, but like I was down for an outdoor beautiful wedding in Michigan.
Yeah.
But like the weather consistency is just not, it would have added so much stress.
Yeah.
Because like the odds of it raining or
so
being
high.
like a not nice day were so high.
Like
so
windy,
it's like,
cloudy.
For me, I'm all about risk. And that was way too much risk. I think it rains like 30 days out of the year in Arizona. So I was like,
we got a good chance.
Yeah, we're gonna lock it in. If it rains on our wedding day, it's just bad luck.
Yeah,
because we were talking about getting married in Florida and like same situation.
Yeah,
like,
it rains a lot there too.
There.
So we were looking at different wedding venues, and that was like a ton of fun. I think this wedding venue that we picked, it just like totally felt like us, and we were like, this is so sick. Like I absolutely love this one. So we ended up picking the venue, and then honestly, the best thing about our wedding was the day of the wedding felt like a surprise because we had wedding planners kind of do everything. And we would give our feedback on like, we'd be like, oh, I like these flowers. I like this. We'd pick certain things.
Like we're both walking into the wedding and like,
we're like, look at this setup. This is literally a dream. We're like, what is this? Like,
it went crazy.
This is so insane. But actually it was funny because when we did get like the price for like paying for the wedding before, we kind of were like looking at things. We're like, holy crap. How do we take some things back and like make it cheaper?
We're like, there's no way this night is going to be worth like this amount of money. Like this is absolutely insane. But honestly,
it was so worth it.
But
we tried taking things off the wedding, like that big like light arch.
I'm so glad we kept that. That was so sick. Like there was lights over the entire ceremony.
Can we say how much that cost? Just because like we're talking weddings, I feel like it's not.
Yeah, I don't care. It was like $10,000.
It was $12,000. So just the lights were $12,000.
But it was so.
But it was that literally made it feel like a star. It was like a full vibe, like a starry night dance floor. Like I wouldn't trade that for the world. And you know what? The whole time I was like, why would someone spend so much money on one night? But I'm like, it's like a dream. I don't know. It's so cool. Like to me, it was so worth it. And I knew since like we were doing social media, it was going to be everywhere. I just want to be so fun. And like, since we were able to do it.
And we did get a lot of deals on the wedding too. Like, obviously being in the social media industry. So that helped us out a lot. And I don't think you need to spend a lot of money to have an amazing wedding night, but like for us, like that's what our vision was.
And also
it coming to life was like so cool.
We didn't have time to like find people to like do this. And like, if you have a wedding planner, it might be more expensive because they're like outsourcing and they're doing like the best of the best. And like, there is things like you can DIY and do, but like we just really had no time because we were so busy with YouTube. So it was really nice to have wedding planners and take that like stress off. Which I was really, really grateful for because I know weddings can be super stressful. So for us, it was really, really nice.
Did you like leading like the day before the wedding? What were you feeling like? I was excited, nervous.
I wasn't nervous the day before.
I remember I was so nervous. I don't know.
I was just excited. Day of, I was not me. I literally was like, didn't say a word. I would looked like almost like upset. I was getting my hair done. I'm like this. Everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, just don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
I was like so nervous.
I can't focus. Oh my gosh.
What?
So the videographer for the wedding like asked me, he's like, yo, I didn't tell Katie we're going to do this. Like, this is going to be something really sweet for her. Like, I want to get your before thoughts. Like, just me and you sitting down in a room, camera rolling on you, like before the wedding. I was so nervous. I couldn't do it.
Really?
I literally like was fumbling my words. Like I could barely talk. I swear to God, it was like the most awkward thing. I was like, oh geez, this is like a bad start to the wedding.
Good at that.
Oh, I know. I totally could have done it any day besides like that day. He was like, how you feeling right now? Like, what do you want to say to her? And I was like, I love you.
I love you.
I can't wait to marry you. I was like, so awkward.
So week of the wedding, all our friends are out here. They all get Airbnbs. Super fun. We're like going over, hanging out. The 2 nights before the wedding, we actually went to this like it's in Old Town Scottsdale.
Yep.
And Is it Old Town Scottsdale or just Old Town?
It's Old Town in
just
Scottsdale.
Old Town.
Yep.
And we went to Maya Day Club. It was like this big club, and we played like giant beer pong, and like everyone was there. That was like a super fun night. One of our friends like threw up.
Yeah, people had a good time.
People had a good time. It was so fun.
That's why to me, like, the destination wedding is so cool, because it's like we were doing so much stuff like together all the time. And the whole time they were here, and it's just like all. It was so
fun. Do you remember driving to the wedding? So after the day where we were all in Scottsdale and played that giant beer pong game, the day before.
So we got married on Saturday. So on Friday, we have to drive to the wedding, and I remember scrambling for stuff.
We were like, I was like, oh my god, my dress! I was like, don't forget the dress. Don't forget this.
Babe, like. We have to leave.
And we're spending the night there. So I was like,
because we had a party the day before, like a welcoming party. And I'm like, oh shit.
So you got packed for the party.
We got to go.
Like, and then we had to, I had to get my makeup done and hair.
That's when I think maybe like the most nervous is like leaving that day. I was like, holy shit, this is real. Like
I was so excited. I was like,
this last is so car fun. Drive as a single man.
Whoa. You were not single, my guy.
Well, like not married man, or whatever you want to call it.
So anyway, we're driving there. I go get my makeup done, and then you came in with a present, right?
Yeah, we exchanged our gifts. Our wedding gifts.
Yeah.
Did we do our wedding gifts?
Yeah, you got me a purse, and I was like, it's so cute. So I loved the purse. And it was so cool because the purse actually matched my outfit that I was wearing for the dinner rehearsal. I loved my hair and makeup for the dinner rehearsal. I think even more than my wedding day. Wow. Just because of it felt like more my style.
I was gonna say I like my fit than the dinner rehearsal or the night before better than the wedding fit. Like the all white fit was crispy.
Yeah, it was more so because I had a jumpsuit. It was like super. Yeah. No, I loved my wedding dress too.
For the wedding.
So anyway, that day, dinner or rehearsal, I felt so nervous for rehearsal.
You didn't even get into like our oh shit moment. Like what the biggest F up of the whole wedding of them all. We're driving to the wedding. To the hotel that we're gonna stay at on Friday, and we don't have a marriage license.
So
to get married, you need a marriage license. Our wedding is on Saturday.
Our wedding planner calls us. The
courts were closed.
And she's like, you guys have your marriage license, right? And we're like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, like you guys went to the courthouse and got that done, right? I was like, oh, did you tell us to do this? She's like, no, but I thought you guys knew. And we were like,
she did tell us to do it. It probably just slipped
maybe she did. And I was like, I literally was like, oh my God, can we not get married if we don't have like, I was like, is this illegal? I was like, are we gonna, she's like, no, it's fine. You guys just won't legally be married, but you guys will just like have the ceremony.
She's like, you can have the ceremony, but you're not going to be married. Like technically we weren't married.
And I was like,
legally we were not married.
And we were like, that's fine. I was like, the ceremony to me was more important because it was like, I don't know, like family, friends under God, like, you know, like you have a pastor or preacher, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, like obviously we were gonna get married in the long run.
So it ended up being
us a little while to get that paper signed.
Weeks or months.
Couple months, because our pastor was in Michigan, so not until we went back then we had to get the paper signed and then bring it back.
Yeah, so
that was a big F up though. Like who forgets that on their wedding day?
Us, but also like for I don't know, for a lot of people, like when you're legally married, a lot changes. For us, not much changes.
We are already bound.
We're already like, we're business partners. Business. We're like, we live together. Everything's like split 50-50.
Yeah. When you're in a business with someone, like you damn near are married.
Yeah. You're married. And so anyway, we go there. I'm getting ready. Josh gives me his gift. We go to dinner rehearsal. Everyone looks really good. Like all our friends and family, like they look so good.
Katie B got me a fire gift.
Ooh, yeah.
Little Rolex.
Little Rolly.
I don't even wear that thing because like I can't wear that.
You wear it when you go out.
Sometimes I wear it.
It looks really nice. I really like it.
No, it's so dope. I love it. It's like I feel like I shouldn't. It doesn't belong on my wrist. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's how I feel with my Louis Vuitton purse. Is like I don't really wear it that much because I'm like it's too nice. I can't ruin it, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care about ruining it. Obviously, I wouldn't want to, but I'm like, it's so nice. Like, I don't even dress up. That's the problem for me.
Same.
I look like this all the time.
The thing is for us is like with designer stuff is we don't dress up. Two, like, I normally wouldn't want you to like go get me a designer purse, but for me, it was so special
because
it's
not gonna happen again. That was just a wedding day thing. Like, don't get used to that. You know what I'm saying?
No, but the reason is because I love it because it's like this purse reminds me of my wedding day.
One is so white. Like, it was special. Like it just went for like it was really a bride. Cool. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So
Let's get back into it.
Day before wedding, we have our dinner rehearsal, which was so nice too. It was at the hotel. It was really pretty, really set up. And
we weren't gonna do that originally, but then like we're like everyone's flying in for like a destination wedding.
No,
so,
we were always gonna do that.
Well, we went back and forth on doing it.
No, what we weren't gonna do was the party after.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have a dinner rehearsal for all the people standing up in our close family.
Oh yeah.
And so you basically have to pay for a whole nother meal for them and like everything. That's why
weddings are expensive. Like
you pay for alcohol, cheap, food.
It's always expensive, no matter what.
Yeah. And so anyway, we had to give speeches to everyone, and I like started almost like tearing up, and like it was really cool. Like a lot of our family gave really good speeches. I liked that moment because it was very intimate with like our very close people. So I thought that was like a really, really fun time.
Yeah, the dinner rehearsal was super cool. And then we got to party after.
Yeah, so at the dinner rehearsal, we had free drinks. And then we were like, okay, now it's time to go to the open bar, which was like a different area that was set up with everyone that came. It was like a welcome party with an open bar, and everyone was drinking, having a good time.
It was kind of dangerous. Like the day before your wedding, like...
It was very dangerous.
I mean, a lot of people drink and stuff like the whole wedding day and all that. But like for me, I was nervous. I was like drinking the night before. Like, I don't want to be hungover on my wedding day. Like what?
I wasn't even thinking about that. Like I wasn't trying to like drink a lot. But then
me neither. That's what I'm saying. That's what like looking back on it, I'm like, that was scary. Cause like I was having such a good time. Like all our people had just gotten to Arizona.
And it was so fun because we're just like welcoming everyone, saying hi. And that's what I really liked because it's like we had like multiple weddings in our wedding.
But the vibes were like very high.
Yeah,
like,
well, everyone just got there. They're on vacation. Like everyone's so happy. And then so open bar closes. Everyone's sad.
Everyone's
sad. So now we're all like have a couple drinks and so we're like, we can't let the night end. Like we gotta keep going.
We bring like 40 people to a club. Yes.
And this was like kind of like towards the end of COVID, but they still had these really strict restrictions with like if you went to a club, they had all the plexiglass and you had to sit. But we were like, well, why can't we just stand in our booth and not walk around? But like we're in our booth.
Yeah.
And so we ended up. We were like, okay, you know what? We'll buy a couple bottles, which is like, it was like $5,000 or $4,000. But we were like, okay, we'll do it. There's like 40 people here. We'll get because that's the only way you could get into the club. And we were like, everyone's here. They want to have a good time. Like we do want to like take care of our people.
Full send.
And so we're like, let's go. And then we give them our credit card. They start yelling at us to sit down. And we're like, okay, so we just have to sit here. We can't even hear each other to talk. And we're like, okay, we all looked at each other.
Honestly,
like, this is stupid.
That was the biggest blessing.
Biggest blessing.
First of all, our credit card didn't get charged.
Yes.
That would have been the first and last time we ever bought bottle service ever. Yeah. Second of all, if we would have got those bottles, because you had to buy a certain amount and like we're not going to waste them. So like we would have been so hungover the next day.
It would have been terrible.
Because I low-key, were you hungover the day of the wedding?
A tiny bit.
When I first woke up, a little hungover.
I didn't feel great. But I wasn't like super hungover. But if I would have had those, I would have been really hungover.
That's what I'm saying. If we would have drank more that night and gone to bed later, it would have been miserable.
So we ended up leaving the club. I was like, give me my credit card back. Like, we're not doing this. We leave. And then we just kind of had like talked to everyone at the hotel. Then I ended up going to bed and I did not sleep at all. Did you sleep? I didn't sleep at all.
I didn't sleep very good.
It was terrible.
Alone in my hotel room.
This is my biggest regret is I had all the girls start getting ready in my hotel. So and mine was like kind of like a casita. So I had a hotel, then like a little room and a living room.
Yeah, KDB had the nice room.
Yeah, I had a nice
little hotel room off to the side.
It wasn't that nice because every single girl starting makeup at 5:30 was in my room. So from 5:30 all the way till the wedding time at 5, I was getting ready till about 5:30 to 4 p.m. So I sat there and watched people get ready the entire day. Didn't do anything. Didn't have time to like, like if I went back, I would have had people get ready in a different room. So that way when I was getting ready, I could have maybe had some coffee in the morning, went for a little workout just to like, you know, get my mind and like, I don't know, just move or something.
Totally.
The day like of the wedding, before the wedding for me was kind of like, I was nervous. I had a headache because I wasn't eating. I woke up, I had no sleep. Like
when you're nervous and you're just sitting around, like nothing's keeping your mind busy. Yeah. It's almost worse. It just drags it on and you start to build it up in your head and it gets even more nervous and like you get more worried. So like,
so I wish I would have like got up, worked out, went like left the room, then came back. Cause I just like felt like I was getting a headache. I wasn't eating. I wasn't, you know, I just wish I would have had more time to like do something in the morning.
Well, meanwhile, while she was doing that, me and the boys, we went and got a lift in at the gym.
Did you really?
Breakfast.
Oh, I'm jealous.
But honestly, yeah. And then after that, like we basically just went to our room. We had like a little room to get ready in. And we just chilled there for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Like honestly. And I was so nervous. So it was like, I was just in my head the whole time, like thinking. And what really sucked for me is I had a broken ankle at the time. I was on a knee scooter. And I really wanted to walk so bad because I'm so stubborn. The doctor told me there's no way I'd be able to do it. But he texted me. We were texting all day. And I was like, can I at least try? And he's like, you can try, but it might do like permanent damage, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, F it. I don't care. Like, I'm walking down the aisle to
Joshua Philip Bruckner. No.
Where I'm getting married. It's happening. I tried so many times throughout that morning to walk.
It didn't happen.
No effing way I was doing it.
It's okay.
My ankle hurt so bad. There was no way. I tried. I did everything I could to do it.
I forget that your ankle was broken.
I know. Yeah. I don't even think about it. It didn't like hinder anything from the wedding really.
Okay. So we both are getting ready at this point. Now we have to go take pictures. So we had a photographer come and take pictures.
Well, we had the first look.
No. We took a couple pictures before.
We didn't take pictures before.
No, but me and the photographer did.
Oh,
so I'm going like from timeline. So so she comes, takes her pictures. She's like, "Where's the bride?" And starts like yelling at everyone. And I was like, "Oh, I'm right here." And then I'm taking pictures, and she goes, "Okay, I need you to do a pose like this." And if you guys are listening, basically just like mouth shut, kind of like a serious face, like, like smize.
Right.
So I do that. Mind you, I just had a nose job like a month ago. I can't fully breathe out of my nose. So I'm like this. And she's like, "Oh my God, are you trying to make yourself look skinnier?" And I was like, "What? No." She's like, "Relax. You look so tense." I was like,
she was calling out the nerves.
I literally was like, "Dude, I can't breathe. You just told me to shut my mouth and like smile." She made me feel so like nervous.
You're supposed to gas someone up on their day, especially during a photo shoot. Like you're trying to be.
No, I know. And I felt like so like not confident during it because she kept saying like things. And I was like, well, this is so weird. Like normally I can take pictures and stuff. And like, I was like, they look fine. I was like, but when she was like, "Are you trying to make yourself look skinnier?" I'm like, no, like, wait, what? I literally was so confused. Yeah, I was like, wait, why'd she say that? And then she's like, "Relax, you look so tense." And I was like, "Uh-oh, are these pictures gonna look really bad?" Like now I'm like, "Oh no, now I'm even more nervous." And then so we take pictures, and then the first look comes. Mind you, our videographer, best guy in the world.
Killed it.
He was so sweet. His name's Johnny, and he did so good. He literally brought all the good vibes.
He was super stoked for the wedding. I think he was more stoked for us to get married than we were. I mean, he was so excited.
So awesome.
It was so cool.
I love him. So Josh comes over and we're about to do the first look. And do you remember like a family friend was like in the background and they're like, "Move." Like she was trying to take like pictures. Yeah. And we're like, "Get out of here."
It's like, you're ruining the shot.
But so how'd you feel in the first look? Like, were you like,
I was nervous. Honestly, a lot of my nerves came from the fact that I could not stand on my two legs. I bet. So I had my cane and like, I don't know how to use a cane. And then my one leg like off the ground basically. And then I had to like spin around to look at you. And I'm like trying to do it like swaggy, but obviously I couldn't.
Oh my God. Do you remember what the photographer wanted you to do?
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? So after we do the first look, I cry, I tear up, she looks beautiful.
You guys have seen the first look.
You've seen the video. A really good time. And then after we're taking a couple of pictures and the photographer literally, I tell her, I set
multiple times before.
I was like, "Hey, I have a broken ankle. Like my ankle is shattered. I cannot walk." And I swear to God, so many times we're about to take a picture and she's like, "All right, just give me a 3-step walking motion," which honestly, it was probably so drilled into her head to say something like that.
But the problem is we kept saying, "Oh, he can't walk." She's like, "He can't take 2 steps."
Yeah, that's where I was like, okay.
I was like, "Girl, he has a shattered ankle.
So how is he supposed to take 2 steps for me?" I'm like,
"Just 2 steps."
I literally can't. Like, she's like, have to carry me.
Physically can't. And she's like, "Just take 2 steps." And I was like, "He has a broken ankle." I was like, "What is not communicating here?" I was like, "Hello." And then anyway, we take our pictures, and honestly, I felt a lot less nervous once I saw you. Like I felt like,
Yeah, same. Once I saw you, it was chill. But
and then we're all getting ready in the room, ready to walk down the aisle. I'm like, "Oh God, I feel sick again. I feel like nervous." I was like, "Oh, here we go."
The boys took like 3 shots in the back. Just.
Did you take 3?
No, I think it was 2. 2 in the back with the guys.
Wow.
Just to relieve the nerves, do a little toast.
2 to release the nerves. 2?
I probably should have took a couple more.
Really? No, you would have been slurring on your words.
And then we took that, and I think we took another one when we were all in the middle, like getting ready to like line up, like people were coming in. Remember, didn't you take a shot too, or no?
No, I don't remember taking one.
I think we did.
I don't think I did because I would have been like, I would have remembered.
Actually, you wouldn't have done that.
I know because
I think I took another one.
Oh my gosh, Josh!
So 3.
Oh my god!
But this is paced
out. Do you
out.
even remember?
Oh my gosh! This was paced out over like probably 2 hours, honestly, because we took the first one and then waited around. I was like, oh, let's do another one. Did one. And then it was like, there's a lot of waiting at that point.
For me, I was so nervous because when I got my dress altered, I almost passed out. Like I literally, I don't know if I've ever even said this, but like I was getting it altered. And you had to stand in your heels and if you lock your knees, you'll pass out. And when you're getting your dress altered, you stand there and you can't move for like 30 minutes because they're like pinning it and measuring it and everything. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I literally am going to pass out. And I was fighting passing out for like 10 minutes. And then I was like, okay, let's do it again. Stood up. And I was like, I'm going to pass out. I can't. And I literally almost passed out.
Yikes.
And I know that feeling because I've passed out a couple times. And so I was like, this is not good. Like, and I was so nervous that was going to happen at the wedding.
I know you kept saying that. I was like, if you pass out at the wedding,
I think you thought I was like being almost like dramatic because like it's saying like, oh, what if I pass out? I was like, no, I'm not kidding. This feeling like I couldn't even like stand. Like I was going to pass out. And I thought it was maybe the heels, the weight of the dress. Like the dress was really big.
Speaking of passing out, since I couldn't walk down the aisle, I wheeled myself on my roller out there. And I had to wait, but it was like the sun was just starting to set, so it's beaming me in the face.
Yeah,
it's
by
like
the time
80 degrees.
I'm
sweating.
When I got out there, it wasn't bad.
They put me out there so early.
I know.
I was standing there on one foot.
Was that awkward?
Because I feel like 30 minutes. Yeah, everyone's just
staring at you.
Me. Like I cracked like a joke or two, and then it was just awkward. I'm just chilling there. I'm talking to preacher, so I guess it wasn't that awkward. But
okay.
But I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And then finally, like the ceremony started, and thank God.
When I walked down the aisle, I didn't expect to like cry with my dad, but like, holy crap, it's like such an emotional thing. And you wouldn't even like some people would think it, but I really didn't think I'd like cry or feel that way. But I don't know what it was. Like I just started breaking down crying.
To me, and this might sound weird, I don't know why. I feel like that is like such a interesting like moment, like in a dad's life, like handing his daughter basically to like another man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why, like I feel that emotion like so much, like empathy for that, because like that's gotta be
something
like
so special because it's like you're the protector, provider, and it's like you're handing it to another man, and like it's really special when it's someone that like my dad loves you so much. So like I think that's really cool. But you know what I will say is like even though he's handing me over, I feel like a parent or like a dad who loves their daughter and like is always there is truly never fully handing him over.
No, that's not really that's not the way I look at it. But it's like you go from like growing up in your household for so long, and then like he's literally like walking you down like that last walk, like
it's like sad, exciting. Like I don't know, it's weird
to see the emotion on like both you guys' faces, like walking down the aisle. Like that was super cool.
Yeah,
and I cried. I for sure. Of course.
You were crying.
I think my two best men standing right next to me were crying more than me.
They were crying a lot, and I thought it was so cute. Like I just loved that. Like I thought that.
I don't think any of the girls cried.
No,
you guys were stone cold.
But what I love is that like the guys were so emotional, and like it's just because they care so much about you. It's like I feel like they've seen you at your highs and lows, different relationships, like just different things in your life, and like to see you so happy, I think was just really emotional for them, which was really, really special. And it just shows you how much they care about you.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna cry 100%.
Yeah,
I knew they were gonna cry. I knew I was gonna cry, but I think a little bit of the nerves like stopped me from like.
I think Biz and Jasmine cried a little.
They probably did.
Yeah,
I just don't.
I don't know because they were behind me. I could see the guys cry.
Facts.
But
I was I was locked in on you. I don't even know. It was like just me and you there.
Yeah. We had Preacher Chris, our really good friend, actually marry us, and he is a pastor too. So that kind of worked out. And I thought it was really cool because he made the ceremony so special to us and like really fit us. And
it was unique. Really cool. He like wrote his own whole thing for it, so it was super cool. That was fun.
I loved it. And then after the wedding, is there anything else you want to touch on like during the ceremony part?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. How about when another point in time where things almost were really, really high and really good, almost went to shit. Like that would have ruined that would have been like a fail. When
you rolled over me?
Yeah, so we're walking down. So, like, we just got married. Like, you may now kiss the bride. We kissed the bride. Like, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Bruckner. We're walking away. And I'm on my scooter, my knee scooter now, you know, because I can't walk. I'm rolling and holding hands with Katie in the other hand.
My dress is massive.
Her dress was massive. And I was so stoked. Like, neither of us were really thinking it. I start pulling her down.
So he starts
wheeling into my
scooter. Dress starts catching in his wheel and going in his wheel. And I'm like, babe, stop, babe, because it starts pulling my dress down, but I have straps on, so I wouldn't have like flashed it when it would have
ripped you to the ground.
Yeah, it was ripping me to the ground. I was like, babe, stop, and he like caught it and stopped, so he like picked up the scooter, untangled it, and then went on, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was almost so bad.
That could have been so bad.
So then when we walked off, everyone else went to a cocktail party, and which was really, really cool. We got to go to for a little bit, but we were taking like pictures and videos and TikToks. I wish we could have went to our cocktail party a little longer. I wish we would have got a little more content before.
It all happened.
The wedding, it just happened so fast.
It just happened so quick.
And people always say that about weddings, like they happen really fast. But cocktail hour was really fun. Although cocktail hour was a little annoying too, because I feel like a lot of my mom's friends like wanted like a ton of pictures.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean,
the only reason I say it was annoying was because iPhone had just came out with a new feature on their flash on how you swipe up.
No one knew how to turn the flash on.
No one knew how to put the flash on. So I literally had to so we'd take a picture. They'd be like, wait, why is it not taking? Wait, let's do it again. So we had to take and we had just gotten done taking pictures for the last 2 hours.
Right.
So then we're doing it again. And I just want to talk to everyone.
And I couldn't get away either because I was on a scooter.
My Uncle Todd was so good. Like he kept bringing us drinks. Like he was really good about that. But like it was really fun taking pictures. Just like I was like, guys, get your flash ready, please. Like we have like a line of we had a lot of people to take pictures.
Yeah, and that's expected on a wedding night. But like at the same time, like cocktail hour was only so long, and like you see like your group of friends and family like literally raging behind you.
Yeah, and you're like,
I just want to go be a part of that.
I want to go party. But so that was really fun. And then my favorite thing of the wedding was definitely like the dinner setup was so pretty. So we went over to where we had just gotten married, the ceremony. They actually flipped the space. They put the lights up. They set the tables up within like an hour. It was insane.
I think it might have been 2 hours.
2 hours?
In cocktail hour.
An hour and a half at most. It wasn't 2 hours. 2 hours long of cocktails would be like bad.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah. Because I think it was only like an hour and a half max. Right. And so anyway, we go back. And the setup was like beautiful. Like it was a surprise to us. We're like, holy crap, like this is what it looks like. We didn't like to see the vision come to life. And then my best thing I would say for anyone that's getting married is, this is my opinion, have a table, like sit just you and your husband together and no one else.
That was cool. Like honestly, when they like offered that idea to us, I was like, that kind of sounds whack. Like I want to be with like all our people. But then, like, when you realize, like, the whole wedding night, like, you really don't get time with your wife, like, alone time or even time to, like, soak it in. So that spot was super cool because we got to, like, sit down, eat dinner together, just me and Katie, soak it in.
And, like, people were less likely to come and interrupt us because they were like, oh, they're having a moment. Like they knew we were like kind of like talking and like being a little more intimate. So it's like they were less likely to come up and ask for pictures or do things. And it's like, that was really nice because it really forced us to sit down, talk to each other, take the night in. And I feel like without that, we wouldn't have got to like not see each other, but like really like be like, holy crap, and like let it all hit.
I think that like slowed it down a little bit.
It did for me
in a good way. Like I thought that was super cool.
And our food was so good.
The food was amazing.
It was.
Dude, shout out that hotel. They had amazing food.
Yeah, and that was just so
And the
fun.
Server, the rest of the night, did not stop bringing drinks. I remember we tipped him fat, and we like literally told the hotel like to give him a raise. Nice. He was amazing. I'm blanking on his name right now. All my boys know.
They would all know if you texted, they'd remember.
He was so cool. Like your drink, you would take 2 sips out of it.
I'll get you another one.
I'll grab you another one. Like he was so ready.
Like he was ready for your next drink once you finish that one to the next. And like he was just really nice, a good vibe, and dancing under like the lights was just it was so fun.
I know. I remember as soon as like we first started dancing, like we danced the rest of the night. Like it was game over. Like everybody was raging.
So we had an outdoor area that was set up, and then we went to actually another ballroom area because they had a noise ordinance in Scottsdale that has to be done by 10 p.m. So by 10 p.m. we headed into the inside ballroom, which was also so fun. There was like snacks and cake and why?
Because if we didn't, it would have ended at 10.
Oh, yeah. It would, and that would have been way too early. I thought 12 felt too early.
I know. I wish we could have done it longer, but it probably would have been bad if we went longer.
So anyway, we get to the ballroom, and I didn't even try all those snacks, and everyone was like, "Oh, the snacks were so fire." They were like all these like little hors d'oeuvres and like side things that we got.
Didn't even eat our cake.
We had a bite, but we didn't like
the bite thing.
I just wasn't hungry after like dinner. I ate so much and like I don't know, drinking like I just
too much fun to like.
It was so fun.
Think about
but we cut the cake. We did the garter toss, and then we also did. Was it garter? No, what is it? Bouquet toss.
Yep.
And then we did the garter thing where you get. A lot of people won't do that. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's cool. It's funny.
But I was like buzzed, so I really didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't even know we were doing that. Someone said, "Oh, you gotta do it. You gotta do it." I was like, "Okay, like that's my wife. I don't care." I just popped down on the ground.
It does look funny though, because like you're like it's moving under my dress.
Yeah.
But like I didn't really care. Like I don't know. I feel like it's not really. It can look inappropriate, but like it's a tradition, so we were like, why not? But I had so much fun. Our DJ was amazing. I just the food, everything, the vibes, all our friends.
Okay, funny quick story about the DJ is we sent a list, like a shared notes list on iPhone to all of our friends, and we're like, "Yo, add any songs you think would be fire for the wedding."
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, one of our friends, Jake, decided to put on Last Resort by Papa Roach. Now, like, if you guys know what that song is, like, it is the opposite of the wedding vibe song. It's literally like a headbanging, like, metal song.
The only thing that I know...
The DJ played it. I don't know why. He played it
and stopped it.
The dance floor cleared away.
Everyone walked away. We were like, no.
And then he turned to the next song.
Yeah, he switched. He was smart. But I think that's so funny because I don't even know what that song is, but I remember that moment.
You don't know that song?
How's it go?
I'm not gonna sing it because I'd rather save myself the embarrassment. But
okay, so let's give some wedding advice.
Wedding advice. Well, one thing I think
what are our regrets on our wedding too.
Okay, before like one thing super cool is like writing your own vows. I think that's fun.
And I thought it was so cool how we put it on the acrylic board because now it sits in our house, and I think it's such a cool like decor piece, and like it looks so pretty, and like it wasn't that expensive, and I think it was so worth it because it's like we had our special own vows. They were written out. Now they're in their house forever. Like I really
and if she's ever acting up, I can just grab the vows and read them to her.
It's funny because like people always joke about that. Like they're like, oh, you can like point out the vows, but no, we've never done that.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I don't know. But,
what was I gonna say? But yeah, that's actually what I was most nervous for is reading the vows.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Your vows were really good though.
Yours were fire. I liked them.
Yours were a little better, but actually no, mine were really good.
I did get some compliments that night on the vows.
Hey, I got a lot of compliments too.
True. Okay, you want to talk about biggest regrets?
Regrets?
Why can't I
would love to talk about my biggest regrets.
I literally can't talk today. I don't know what's going on.
What did you regret?
What
was it?
I don't like that.
That's what.
Okay.
He's like, please stop.
You're cut off.
Okay, so my biggest regret, can I say?
I honestly don't know what it is. Oh, pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would have just used a different photographer.
I would have used our friend Ethan, but we didn't really know him at the time, just because his vibes I think would have been a little better.
Yeah, and it's easier to shoot with someone that you know and everything, obviously. But like you said, at the time we didn't really know him. But obviously looking at now, like he's a friend and he takes a lot of pictures for us. So like we would have got him done faster, better.
There was a couple things that were done though that I just wasn't really like that like happy with, or like things that were said and I was like, okay, vibe killer. Like not, but just the situation. But I'd say that was my only regret is like maybe shooting with someone that you know prior would be like good advice.
I would say for me, I don't really have any regrets on the wedding night besides having a broken ankle, but
that was my only one. But you said the same thing too, kind of like it was like more so shooting with Ethan would have been really cool.
No, yeah, I agree. But honestly, like at the same time, the pictures were cool. Like
it didn't ruin our night.
It didn't ruin anything. Like we had an amazing time. My only, I guess, regret would be I wish we could have gone longer.
Oh yeah,
could have had the wedding night.
But
longer.
like also, I think it was good that it ended because like when I was leaving the reception, I threw up. So
yeah, I was gonna say that's the real tea on our wedding night. We both actually threw up.
I threw up and okay, no, that's TMI. Never mind.
What's really gross, actually?
I was gonna say the color of my throat.
Oh, babe, come on. Or what's really funny, and somehow, can we talk about this? Is impressive.
What?
I danced all night on one leg.
I know. I'm proud of you. You didn't let that stop you or ruin your time.
But I didn't fall one time.
And you almost slipped on my dress because you kept jumping
The
on one
cane
foot.
landed on your dress.
You almost slipped so many
and I
times.
landed on my buddy, thank God. And scooting out of there on my knee scooter, so drunk. I was zooming.
Let's talk about your outfit though. Your outfit at the wedding was fire.
I was sick.
He got a custom fit.
Yeah, I've never done that before, so that was super cool. A guy did my custom suit for the wedding night and the night before.
Does it even fit you, or are you too big now? Because your legs were smaller because you were in the wheelchair, so you weren't like working out or even using your legs.
Yeah, so I don't think the pants would probably fit me, but the top for sure. I think I was pretty buff up top because all I was doing was hitting arms and chest all the time.
So your fit was so sick, and I just remember when Josh actually had his fitting. It was either fitting or like design meeting or something with the guys who made the custom suit. It was 2 days after I had my nose surgery, and I wanted to be a part of it. So I'm like, I answer the door and I'm like, sorry, just ignore my face. Like, it was so embarrassing.
Like, you're a hot mess.
Like seeing people like that. And like, it was a lot going on with that. So my wedding dress was actually really cool because I had a wedding dress designer, Haley Page, reach out to me and wanted to make me a custom dress.
We got very blessed with that. I mean,
because she is
super expensive,
and she's like a top designer. Like her dresses are like $10,000 to $15,000. I didn't even know that. Goodness. I literally was telling my friend at the time. I was like, "Oh, this girl reached out to me," and she's like, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No, who?" And she's like, "That's a designer wedding dress." Like I was like, "Oh, I just thought it was some like someone who was gonna make me a dress."
Yeah,
like,
and then we looked into it and we're like, "Oh wow, she crushes it."
I was like, "This is so cool. She makes the most like beautiful dresses." So I tried on some wedding dresses. That was a big regret.
I swear, neither of us. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but
it's a long day.
My biggest regret was not getting to go wedding dress shopping with like my family or like people in my wedding. I went with one girl.
Yeah, true.
That's kind of sad to me, just because it's like I don't have all my and like I feel like it would have been cool to I don't know get to do with like my mom and my sisters and but like I also didn't know where to go in Michigan, and it was like I don't know, it just kind of happened here.
True.
But I'd say
life goes so fast, you know.
But I would say I wish I would have been able to do that with like my like closest people too.
True.
I think it would have been really special and really cool too. Yeah. So maybe go do that, but I don't know. It's not that big of a deal because I got other special moments with them. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Let's talk about how your uncle, my parents, like they all walked us back to our room, our casita.
Oh my
at
gosh!
The end of the wedding, everyone's thinking like, what's gonna go down? You know, that's
it's night of the wedding.
Night of the wedding.
And my mom,
baby, what's happening?
My mom set up the hotel room. And so did my uncle.
Wasn't there like lingerie in there or something?
My Uncle Steve literally, and I know he's watching this. Hi, Uncle Steve. He literally like pretty sure he's the one who threw like the flower petals and like they're setting up like the lingerie and stuff. I was like, this is so funny. Like
it's funny they did that too because like we were so like drunk coming back to the I don't think I appreciated any of that.
I did. I was like, there's petals everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that happened, but
it was so fun. But anyway, so everyone walked us back. I think my Uncle Steve, my Uncle Todd, I think my mom, your dad, my dad. They're all in our room, right?
There's actually a picture of me sitting outside the door, like I think I'm shirtless with just a suit jacket on, like slumped on the ground. Like, I don't even know.
And they're all like, okay, like we're gonna leave now. And we're like, okay, bye. We're like, this is weird. Like they're all dropping us off. I don't know. It just felt like we were like, they know what's going down.
Of course.
But
and what really went down is some throwing up, a little shower, and then
typical wedding behavior.
Typical wedding night behavior for sure, but it was a shit show.
It was so fun. And then it was really cool because after our wedding, we had another party. It was like a nonstop event. So we had a pool party the next day. And the reason I thought this was so cool is because we got to hear everyone's like point of view, their stories of the
wedding night, it goes by so fast. And like sometimes we had 155 people, you don't even get to talk to everybody.
No. And they have all these stories of things that they did after. Like some of them went to like the slides.
Down the water. There's a
water slides that were closed, and they were just going to the water slides.
They ripped down the water slide at like 3 a.m. It's
That's like insane.
Crazy stories we got to hear the next day, like at lunch and at the pool party,
and like what people loved about the wedding, like how much fun they had. And then we played like volleyball in the pool. Like that was so fun.
It was just another fun day.
It was like the next day I was like, oh my gosh, like we're married now, like everyone's congratulated. I don't know, it was another really, really special day.
Yeah, with your freaking big old hickeys on your neck.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So Josh, He's drunk. You know, we're doing married behavior things. I wake up the next morning. I have hickeys all over my neck. And I'm like, bro, come on. Like, you really.
I had to make sure it was official. I had to lock it in.
And now I have to walk around everyone, all my family, my dad, my uncles. Yeah, but like to solidify like that it's all over my neck. Like,
now they don't even have to ask. They didn't even have to ask at that
I don't think they wanted to ask, Joshua. Would you want to ask your daughter on her wedding night?
No.
Yeah. So I literally am like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Everyone pointed it out. But I think it's funny because everyone's like, you know, like, I don't know. It was just funny.
Right. Your dad, I'm going to expose Dougie. Your dad's the one that's always like, all right, well, you know how to make a baby, right, Josh? You gotta do, you know what you gotta do, right?
I know, because he wants to have a kid and he's like, you know how to do that. And I always joke with my dad. This is like, I don't know why. And I'm like, Dad, I'm waiting. I was like, I have to wait like a couple of years into marriage to do that. That's gross. Like talking about like having sex. Cause like, you know, I'm joking with my dad. I'm like, ew, Dad, that's gross. And then he's like, well, if you want to have a kid, Katie, you're going to have to. I'm like, ew, Dad, no, ew, no, I'm never doing that. I was like, I will never do that. That's disgusting. And he's like, I don't know, you're going to have to one day. I'm like, no, I won't. Which obviously he knows, you know.
Yeah, duh.
I just think it's funny, like how he jokes about it.
But yeah, our wedding night was amazing. It was so fun. I'm glad we got to experience with all the people that were there. And obviously we missed a few people that weren't able to make it. But
it was literally the best night ever.
I literally say it all the time. Like, I was damn near begging my friends to like propose to their girlfriends at the time.
You were
after the wedding, because I'm like, I'm trying to go to another wedding, and if you guys get proposed or engaged like this year, that means your wedding's probably not at least a year or 2 years away. So like, let's lock this shit in, because I'm trying to go to another wedding.
A little later, they ended up all, like, not all, but some of them. So like Jeremy and Tiff are really close friends. That was so fun. We got to be a part of like their proposal and everything and help them out with that. Yep. And they got proposed here. And then we had a little party here. And then our other friends, Danny and Leo, they got engaged too. So now we have 2 weddings coming up, which I'm super, super excited about.
Yeah.
And that'll be really fun.
I can't wait for that. Some bachelor parties is gonna be crazy.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait to do it all again and not have like the pressure on me. You know?
Yeah. Just like totally enjoy it. Not that you didn't enjoy it, but just no stress, no stress, in total enjoyment. You know?
Yeah.
Not that it was really stressful, but like
it's nerve wracking.
Yeah, nerve wracking.
But yeah, that concludes this episode of Your Couple Tea, episode 9.
I know, guys. This podcast has been so fun for us. Also, if you guys are listening, by the time this is out, the Move app
is launched.
It should be launched.
It should be launched. So you guys need to go download it.
So go download it. Start your 7-day free trial.
That's right.
And Joshy B and I are actually going to be starting one of the programs with you guys. We'll be announcing on our Instagram which one that's going to be. So if you guys want to do a program with us for 8 weeks, we're super excited about that. Go give it a try and make a change in your life. And I think you guys will like it. But anyway.
That wraps it up today. We will see you in the next episode of Your Couple Tea.
Bye.
See ya.